My name is Paul Callahan. I'm from New York, and I am a documentary filmmaker specializing in aerial cinematography. I was doing a documentary in Vietnam. The subject of my documentary is this interpreter for these American advisors during the war. I asked him, we went back to his hometown where they're all communists, they're all VC, and this village was like burned out many times during the war. I went back and I wanted to get this village now where it's like this lush, beautiful, hamlet just surrounded by rice paddies. This was several years ago. It was almost all remote control helicopters. There wasn't any multi-rotors, like drones, as they're called now. I took out the helicopter and I attached the GoPro to it, and it didn't fly, put it that way.
Piece of junk.
But I ended up giving the helicopters to my interpreter's brother because he really liked him.
The problem is I think I only have one cord, so these two go together. So I'm gonna give him both of those.
He was looking at it, just reminiscing about the war, like reminiscing about how these same gunships came in and basically killed his whole family. And he said, nobody in this village has a chopper. I was a little concerned that he might be offended, but it was the opposite. He was so proud that they defeated the Americans. Any remnants of the war are seen as like trophies. I gave him the chopper, and he keeps it up on his mantle this day under his Ho Chi Minh picture. It got me into the journey of seeking out how I can do this, because I was determined. Like I'm a person I will not give up. And at the time, they didn't have all the options that you have now. There was only a couple. I found a company that sold a DJI F550, and you had to solder everything, you had to wire everything yourself. It was custom made. There's so many aspects of it that are enjoyable. When I was a kid, I used to take apart my bicycles and put them back together. Like I love just making something from scratch and building something on my own and just having that experience. The actual flying is probably the least fun of it. The part you think is going to be, the funnest part gives you the most anxiety. But then when you come back and you have such a unique video that, as a filmmaker, it's always nice to set yourself apart. It was nice being the leader in a sense, and just being able to blow someone's mind with this. At the beginning, there was no one doing it. No one ever saw it. And the reactions you'd get, they were always, positive. Everyone was like, that's so cool, that's so awesome. Just the physical act of flying it, and that in itself was the cinema. So once I came back with all my video, I was showing people my documentary. No one's interested in the documentary, but they all wanted to see more of the aerial photography. So I did a Honda commercial in Northern California, and then I did all the NHL stadium events in University of Michigan, Soldier Field in Chicago, and Dodger Stadium in LA, Yankee Stadium in New York. A renewable energy company, Enter Solar. I did the Hanson concerts in Negril, Jamaica. I didn't even know who Hanson was. Friends of friends started to hear what I was doing, and then they started calling me. Buildings were going down and high-rises were going up, and they needed aerials. So they called me. There's so much time that goes into it. Like the flying is like 2% of what goes into it. So the amount of flights, it feels like I've done 2 flights. The flight time is such a small portion of the time that's spent doing this. That's when I lost all my friends. When I got into copters. Don't believe the hype. They're gonna say how easy it is, how it's ready to fly right out of the box, but there's still gonna be a 50-page manual. You're still gonna crash it. You're still gonna break it. You're gonna have to fix it. You're gonna be frustrated. I would never do this for fun because it's not fun. It's an obsession. I can't not do it. It's kind of a gimmick, this thing. I've been a filmmaker for 20 years, and now I'm getting attention because I'm flying the toy. The future, these are robots. This is the future. Like a remote control car, everything's going to be automated. Everything's going to be robots in the future. I can't see it not going that way. It's grown exponentially so rapidly that, and eventually it'll be part of the gear. It'll be part of the set. It'll make cinematography better, but it doesn't necessarily make storytelling better.